everyone. Am I gonna say what was that? What would I have sung?
Oh no! What you did last year at when you
yeah.
Klingon Jean Valjean.
We might be doing another Les Mis song this year. We were talking about it on my Priority One interview yesterday.
You gotta do makeup this time.
If I can find someone at STLV to get me Klingon makeup, I will probably spend money on that. I mean, and I know you can. I know, I've forgotten his name, but the professional makeup artist books sessions with people. Donnie did a Vulcan thing with him last year. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to 10 Forward Weekly. For those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Mike Fadum. I am your community manager. This is Al Rivera. He is the lead designer. Part of his head is invisible. I don't know why. Yeah, look at that.
Where's my head?
Turn right there. See it? See your see-through right there.
My green shadow.
Maybe. I think you've got a little green shadow from the screen. Okay. Yeah, new streaming room, new problems. Yes, whatever. Hello, everyone. So today we're here to talk about a little announcement we made today. Not a giant deal. Nothing really earth-shattering for the game at all.
Was it the Galaxy class?
Did we not announce that? Because it's been in the game for a couple of years. I figured we should have announced it. Yeah. No, we're syncing up with Star Trek Discovery. We're launching the Age of Discovery this fall on PC and probably also this fall on console, but we don't have a firm date set for that. It's a couple of weeks
afterwards once it's approved.
Yeah. And it's our first real foray, other than the Discovery lockbox, into the world of Star Trek Discovery.
Yes,
that's super exciting.
It's super huge. It is. It's going to be large, right? It's not going to be all at once, but it's going to be large. We are definitely going to be bringing Discovery and the Discovery era, universe, whatever makes you feel better. World to Star Trek Online.
Yeah.
We are a complete edict when it comes to all things Star Trek. So we represent every kind of Star Trek and Star Trek Online.
All of Star Trek.
All of Star Trek, whether it's TNG, TOS, Enterprise, JJ, Kelvin Timeline, and now Discovery. You get to play your Star Trek however you want in Star Trek Online. So we will have that. This is the next one we'll be doing, and we're super excited about it.
So can we talk a little bit about? I know you've been working really closely with CBS. I know we can't go into super detail about all of that, but can we talk a little bit what that process was like? Okay. I thought you didn't want to, so go into whatever detail you like.
I'll go into detail of what the process and stuff, but as far as like exactly what we're going to do, I won't go into detail. But I've been tight-lipped about it for a while. But we've been meeting with CBS now for I think 3 times over the last few months, and we've flown down. They invited us to the premiere of Star Trek Discovery way back when it came out. What was that back? Was that already last October?
I think September or October, something like that. Yeah.
And so we got to come down to LA to see that, and then we got to meet Alex Kurtzman and Kirsten Beyer, and we met with them, and then met again later with Kirsten Beyer and a bunch of the writers and producers of the show. So me and Andre, our new executive producer, and Thomas the Cat and Stephen Ricosa all went down and we met with them. And what I love Alex Kurtzman and Kirsten Beyer. They're so enthused, and Alex Kurtzman was like, "What can we do to help you?"
Which is such a cool thing to hear from as a licensee, like the
it
people being like, "How can we help your game?" What?
Right. Yeah. So that was what was really exciting, is that they were all in on this, and they want their Discovery universe to reach across all media, books and comic books. I forgot his name, Michael. I forgot his last name. Who's writing the Discovery comic books now was there, and games, and Alex wants this all be inclusive, and that we're all in sync, and we're not stepping on each other's toes.
One cohesive universe where everything kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because so as much as more than ever, our Star Trek Discovery stuff will be canon.
Yeah,
which is never something we've been able to say before in Star Trek Online.
And I mean, still, if they decide to change something on us at the last second, we can be decanonized in an instant.
We could be decanonized in an instant. But they're working so closely with them now that they're trying to make sure that everything we do won't lead in that direction.
Yeah, which is super cool. And I love that on that subject. Kirsten Beyer, is that her name?
Kirsten
Beyer. She actually, I found this out today, was writing the Star Trek comic that when she created Jula, who's our main Ja'ula. Sorry, totally butchered that.
Yeah.
Who is our big antagonist coming in for Age of Discovery.
Ja'ula is T'Kuvma's sister.
Yeah,
from House Mokai.
I believe originally we had just we're going to have an evil House Mokai who's not female, and they were like, no, please take this character.
Yeah,
like,
you
use
take
her.
this character. You'll see her in the comics, and so we're gonna run with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they told the comic writers.
We'll find out at STLV. I'm sure. You'll probably be on a panel with them.
Yeah.
Not that we've announced any panel content for STLV.
I don't know. Are we doing panels?
No. We're going to STLV?
What?
That sounds crazy. I definitely didn't record an interview all about it that we may or may not be able to release.
It's about time we should say that we're not going.
Yes.
By now.
None of us are going to STLV. We've canceled Christmas this year.
So but
it's
been super. That's been super exciting to be able to work so closely. It's never been like that before. And it's harder too.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
It's a lot harder if we're working with all the other Star Trek. It's already done, right?
Yeah.
And we've got 50 years of Star Trek. Well, maybe not linear years, but
right. We can kind of say, we want to do a sequel to Deep Space Nine. Let's get
we
these
already
characters
and we already know if it would conflict with anything,
right?
Unless it's a book or a comic book or something some other game. But with Discovery, we get to see a little bit about what they're going to do over the next coming years, and it's super. I know secrets, which is really kind of stinks because I hate spoilers. I don't like watch movie trailers.
I know.
So they don't tell us everything, but they tell us some things, and then we say, well, we want to do something like this, and they're like, no, can't do that because we're going to do this thing, and that stinks. Yeah. And says, well, what about this? And says, well, we might do something like that. So unfortunately, it's actually been harder because I always write it that we're basically, we're laying down the tracks while the train is still coming.
Yeah.
And we don't know when it's a little more restrained, but at the same time, it's really exciting that we get to kind of be in sync with them. Someone made a comment on Twitter about worrying about because Defiance.
Oh yeah.
Thing like that. We're not doing
that
anything
kind of
that
like
kind
that
of
crazy
thing.
crossover stuff.
Trying to be a crossover and constantly in sync, and whatever happens in the game then happens in the episode like that. That's completely unsustainable, right? So. But we're just. I think the difference that what we're doing is that they are giving us a piece of the universe,
right?
Giving us the parameters to work within, and then we'll deliver that. We'll deliver that story.
And the thing you said to me a couple of months ago, because when we first started talking about this, we've chatted about it in detail for a while. The thing that I think is really cool about it is that it's not like we're adapting where was Tilly in the 2 minutes you didn't see her in the one episode of Discovery? We're telling our own Star Trek Online stories with Discovery content and characters and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely adore Star Trek Discovery.
I know.
Right? And everyone knows, and there's no joke about that, right? I absolutely adore it. I also tend to like darker sci-fi in general, and Discovery is darker, and I understand that's not everyone's cup of tea. Although everyone should be completely stoked about season 2 trailer.
That trailer was bomb.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and just fell in love.
Sounds like I'm doing a marketing thing. No, I really enjoyed that trailer, you guys.
And it was, it really made me fall in love with them again. But I could see that they seemed to, even though I loved every minute of Star Trek Discovery season 1, I could see that they seemed to be listening to some of the fans' concerns about it being a little too dark or lost on the roots of exploration. Star Trek Discovery season 1 was an origin story of this crew, and how they came together to become a family, which we never saw before in other Star Treks. And I'll put season 1 of Discovery up against season 1 of TNG anytime.
Well, season 1, I mean that's not a hard fight.
It's not, but I mean everyone loves TNG.
Well, because TNG is really good.
It is really good, but it had a rocky start.
It did.
So if you want to compare for seasons, Discovery is beautiful, but season 2 really seems like they're recapturing the essence of exploration.
Yep.
And they've kind of touched into a little bit of humor, right? Yeah. Made it a little light, and
it seems like they're focusing on more people on the crew, which making it maybe a little bit more ensemble, which I really like.
Wow, look at that ensemble.
It's like we've been TV fans our whole lives and are giant freaking nerds.
So I'm totally stoked about season 2, and I think most Star Trek fans are just going to absolutely love season 2. And I've got privy to a little information about it, and it's just going to be fantastic. And of course, and they've got shorts coming out too.
Yeah, which sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
they're kind of going all over the place with the shorts. There's lots of different stuff that's happening.
Did they announce what's on the shorts?
There was one they announced this week, and I remember I looked at it and said, "Oh, that sounds super interesting," and then I've forgotten what it was. It was not a Discovery focused one. Someone remind. Yeah, if somebody saw that news today, let me know. So somebody asked, which I think is an interesting question on Twitch, and I'm sorry I missed who it was. I think it was RTK142. Is this an expansion? Is Discovery an expansion? That's kind of a complicated answer, right?
It is kind of a complicated answer. So we just released X4 Victorious Life expansion, and it's a tremendous amount of work and planning to release an expansion, and even means sometimes a downtime as far as content release for the live game while we're building that amount of content for a release. We can't stop everything because it takes like 8 months to build an expansion, and then in the meantime we kind of build up a reservoir ahead of time so that way we can release things. So we don't have that level to release a full expansion of Discovery, but what we are doing is we have Age of Discovery is take it literally. This Star Trek Online is moving into an Age of Discovery. We're basically saying, okay, we are season 1, Discovery, and going forward there will be multiple continuations of Age of Discovery. So by the time that we are through a large portion of that, we will effectively have an expansion.
But it won't be all dropped at once. Like Victorious Life, it'll be dropped over time.
We're effectively building an expansion over multiple seasons.
Yeah.
And so at some point we will have a complete experience. But right now we just want to get it in the game. It's a lot of assets to build because we can really use the old assets from Star Trek Online before, because it's got to be all new ships and all new critters and all.
And I wish you guys could see. You'll see it a little. You'll see some of it next week for reasons I cannot disclose at this time. That's STLV.
I don't
it's
know.
STLV. It's STLV. You'll see some of this at STLV. I know.
What?
Shock. But you'll see some of the work the team has already done to recreate the Discovery look and like the environments and some of the other stuff. Is just it's really incredible. It looks like the show. In our
the
almost 9-year-old game.
Side-by-side comparisons are amazing. We have side-by-side comparisons of the world, and then here's our game. And
it's
like,
just what? How did?
What?
Yeah.
So, you have to recreate everything. You have to recreate the hallways and the bridges and the ships and the uniforms, and probably have Klingons, right? And they look a little different and.
Probably need to have Klingon. There's literally a Klingon behind your head.
Bless their heart and curse them. 12 houses of Klingons, each with a different uniform set. Yep. And we have to build 4 ranks of that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We're not getting 12 houses of Klingons immediately. I don't know when we will have that many, but we do have to build multiple houses. And so it's not one uniform set. So that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So it's going to be over time that we will see. And we will talk soon at some place and time,
possibly
about a little bit how we'll be investing in that and who will be joining us for that. We announced something.
We did indeed announce that a certain Mary Wiseman is joining us, which is really exciting. Tilly's my favorite character.
So exciting!
How did that? I mean, obviously that whole process came about because you called her agent and asked. But was that immediately the story you were writing? Like, we just need to get Tilly right off the bat.
Silly for Tilly, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's completely silly for Tilly.
I
don't want to share too much about that.
Yeah.
I want to save some of that.
I agree.
Right? So, but we just had to have her.
And for all the requests that we've heard today about a certain other character that Mary Wiseman plays on the show, we hear you. We'll just say that we hear you. What?
Does she play like number 1? Or
no.
Does she play?
No. Are you playing? Wait, are you playing along with the joke? I can't tell.
I'm playing along.
Okay, good.
No, yeah, but count on us getting several Discovery cast members on Star Trek Online.
Yeah.
And we'll be starting with a big bang with Mary Wiseman as Tilly.
Who knows what the future might hold after that?
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
It's super exciting.
Stoked. I adore her character.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she's if your thing is, like, if you're one of those people who's, like, Discovery is in Star Trek. Like, Tilly is the most Star Trek part of that show. That's one of the things that I really love about her. She's just like she is the like wide-eyed exploration.
Yeah,
like
completely innocent and full of hope and innocent. I don't know.
Innocence twice. It's fine.
Yeah, innocence twice. Yeah, but it's just and wonder and super smart and super caring, and just Mary Wiseman, the way she portrays her, is with the quirks and the awkwardness and the how she's uncomfortable with in certain situations, yet she's smart and brave. If you remember on episode 2, the Glen. I think it's called the Glen. No, that's Butcher. I forgot the famous episode with the Glen. Yeah. She's the first one to draw the weapon. Yeah. Right. So she's still a soldier, right? Yeah. She's still Starfleet. Maybe soldier's not the right word.
No, I don't think so. No, but still an officer. Which I don't know.
Officer's the right word.
Yeah, there we go.
The right word.
There we go.
So she was sharp when she spotted the Klingon, right? Yeah. So I love her character, and I completely adored the way she played Captain Tilly as Captain Killy. Just it was so good.
Apparently, we're getting rated on Twitch. I don't know what the heck that means. Someone explained that to me. But hi, Nikita Net. Happy rating, I guess. So I saw somebody roll by with a question of like, if is this the game now? Like, is Discovery going to be forever? And the answer to that is kind of yes and kind of no. Like, there's so much Star Trek to cover. There's so much that we love, and we're all huge Star Trek fans. We haven't even tipped the surface of all the old Star Trek stuff that we love. We are going to be focusing on Discovery for a little bit because we have this amazing opportunity to be in lockstep with a show that's actually airing and a very, very popular show. But we also are going to mine other parts of Star Trek as we please.
Absolutely. So I mean, it's a fair question. We're still business, and if we're going to go where what people like, right? Yeah. And so right now, Star Trek Discovery is popular. It's hot. We've never had this opportunity before to be working with a live project outside of the movies. And when the movies came out, we did Kelvin stuff, right? Yeah. But our licenses, particularly directly with CBS, and all we have access to Paramount stuff. It's a little harder to get direct access to Paramount stuff. But CBS we have immediate access to. Yep. So we're going to be bringing Discovery to the forefront. We're going to be doing a lot of Discovery. We have not abandoned the rest of Star Trek and only going to be doing Discovery. I am sure that we will write stories and have locations that we'll mix Discovery stuff but Discovery is part of the Star Trek universe. It is part of this, and despite the artistic style differences, it is not a separate universe. It is the main timeline. It is just a reimagination, modernization of that art style, and we will be making it. I won't say we're making our own because it's theirs. Yeah. But although we are telling stories in the Star Trek Discovery era and with those people and assets and locations, we have a team of our own Star Trek Online writers. We're not working with Discovery writers. I mean, working with them as far as they're saying this is what you do and this is what you can do and this is the piece that you can have. But we're going to tell it in our way. Yeah. Right. This is our medium, and if you enjoy Star Trek Online stories, you'll enjoy the Star Trek Discovery stories. This is just going to be with Crossfield class ships and Mary Wiseman instead of with Michael Dorn and Defiant. Yeah. Right. So it'll be, if you enjoy our stories, you're just gonna love these. It's just gonna be with those assets in that area. So
Stomax64, are the Klingons going to be reskinned the Discovery Klingons? No, because we have Klingons in the game with Klingon storylines from canon that are canon.
We have TOS Klingons. Yeah. And we have J.J. Abrams Kelvin timeline Klingons. Yep. We have all types of Klingons. Types. We have multiple types of Gorns. We have now we saw a new Saurian. We will have multiple types of Saurians and Andorians, right? Yeah. So that is because you get to play Star Trek the way you want to play Star Trek in Star Trek Online. Yeah. And so we will not change all the Klingons, but you will see new Klingons and you will see old Klingons. And I'm not going to get into any details trying to explain why it happens, why it is. But if you want, you can go now and make a TOS Klingon and walk around like a TOS Klingon, or you can walk around like a JJ Klingon. Can you?
I don't think you can make a TOS Klingon. I think you can make a JJ Klingon, but I don't think you can make a TOS Klingon.
You should be able to.
Okay, well, if that, then there might be a bug or something, because I remember someone complaining about that earlier today.
No. Well, you should be able to.
Yeah.
But there's no design reason why we don't want you to.
Yeah.
Just if for whatever reason, if that's not available, I'm sorry, but you should be able to. I think it was supposed to be if you make a TOS character, you unlock all those for your other characters.
Things.
So that's why you can use the Gorn, the old TOS
Yep,
Gorn skins.
which we just fixed that finally.
And that was broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the TOS is broken, I guess that's broken too.
We'll figure that out. Yeah. Okay. So can't make a TOS Klingon at the current time. We're gonna look into that and get that hopefully fixed.
But the idea is that we want you to be able to experience to play how you want to play, and so if you want to play eventually as a Discovery era Klingon or Discovery style Klingon, you will be able to, and you'll be able to encounter them as well.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so I'm going to go open the floor to some questions, guys. Elio, yes, we do have a special guest on today. Suck it.
Is Elio?
Yeah, Elio's in the Facebook chat.
Is he jealous because?
No, because he was doing a Priority 1 stream the other day, and Thomas was like, hey, do you have a special guest on today? Because Thomas was trying to angle to get on the show, and Elio was like, no, we're not doing any special guests today, and then just left it at that. So Thomas was like, oh, okay, I guess. Yeah. Can you opt out of Star Trek Discovery? Sure. Play the content that's already in the game. Like that's the easiest way to opt out.
That's a very odd question to me. I mean, can you opt out of Romulan play?
Yes.
Of course, you can.
Can you opt out of TOS play?
I mean, if you don't want to play amazing, beautiful, amazing stories with amazing characters and beautiful artwork, then yeah, you can opt out of that. So
you made Al a little salty there, guys.
But I mean, it's. I totally respect if it's not your thing. You know what? Enterprise is not everybody's thing, and JJ-verse is not everyone's thing. It's not,
TNG is not everybody's thing.
TNG is not everybody's thing. You know what? Deep Space Nine is my thing, right? I love Deep Space Nine, and because I generally like a little bit darker stories, and DS9 was a little darker, and I didn't like the first 2 seasons of Enterprise and like the 3rd season, right? But didn't love it. It wasn't my favorite, but I still watched it and enjoyed it. But so I respect everyone has a favorite. But that's why we make all Star Trek, so you can be whatever you want to be and experience whatever you want. We are going to be getting involved in Star Trek Discovery in a big way. We want to make it. It is very popular and it's very beautiful and we have wonderful characters, and we will tell our stories in that universe with that artwork.
Yeah.
And it will integrate with the rest of the universe, just like we've always done, right? I mean, it's not like now you can only play Discovery stories. I mean, we've got hundreds of episodes or whatever, thousands of hours of content in the game. We're not throwing that out. The rest of Star Trek Online will still be there.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, we'll still be making Star Trek Online stories. So,
Yeah. I mean, like, you didn't have to make a TOS character when we launched Agency yesterday. It's just like that. It's exactly that. It's just we're going to be doing it in piecemeal instead of in one expansion.
Yeah. I'm seeing a bunch of people ask if we're bringing back the Temporal Recruit event with Age of Discovery. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. When everybody suggested that this morning, that was the first time the light bulb went off above all of our heads, too. So I'm going to put that as a definite maybe.
Absolutely definite maybe.
Absolutely definite maybe. Let's see.
We do a lot of recruitment events, and so there's too many is also a problem. And we just had a recruitment event, right?
Just had
and
2.
People are still
because we reran Delta as well.
Yeah.
But
if that's it's not like you have to do it. So.
Yep. Can we get sassy Tilly dialogue? Yes, absolutely, 100%. That'll happen. Yeah. Paul is a very good writer.
Paul is Paul, our writer. He writes all our dialogue and all our texts, and he did an amazing job capturing the Deep Space Nine cast, right? I mean, you listen to Odo and Kira and Quark 7 and Garrick, and that's them.
Yeah,
that's the character.
Sounds exactly like
nailed them, and so you can trust that he will nail these characters too.
I agree.
So, but it's a challenge to try to write for Tilly.
Yeah.
But we'll do it.
Somebody was asking, hold on, I saw a question that I wanted to answer. Oh, Bubba Hotep was wondering, there was a thing in the Andre's announcement blog this morning about, he had this whole sentence about how we're adding all these new things and high fidelity visuals and then it cut off and said, well, you'll find out more about that later. And that's because Age of Discovery was being announced in 2 hours. The original blog he'd sent me was like, you'll find out all this stuff for Age of Discovery. And I was like, I can't do that.
Okay.
Andre, sorry.
Can we go back and edit edit the blog now?
Oh no, I mean, I guess we could.
I guess you could.
I guess I could if people really can't figure that out.
This is how bugs happen, people.
Yeah. Why not have Agents of Yesterday every Star Trek anniversary? I don't understand what you're asking. I'm sorry. Stomac64, will there be other cast members from Discovery? I think we can say yes on that. We won't say who or when.
Yeah, I think I already said that.
Yeah.
You can guarantee that there will be more. There are some already in the pipe, and we will continue to pursue more.
Yeah. So, folks, a lot of the questions that are coming in are the kind of thing that we're not going to be able to answer, as you know, if you've ever watched the stream before, of, like, what specific ships are coming, or, like, can you add this feature, or will this work this way? That kind of stuff we can't really answer. We're not talking about that kind of stuff yet.
Don't you have a little thing for it? You have a little.
I do have it. We don't talk about upcoming content. I don't know if I have it set up here. Oh, nope, that's not it.
This is where you would use it.
This is where I would use it.
This is where you would use it.
It's where I would use it. Or I could use the...
Pay no mind to what's
Here we go.
Here.
Here we go. There we go. We'll just put it right over Al's face. That seems appropriate, right?
Aw.
Yeah.
I was going to do a whole thing.
You're going to do the thing?
Yeah, I was going to
I'll bring it up for you. Here, do a thing.
I was going to do the whole thing like this, like...
Oh, no, I'm taking it away.
No.
You don't get to do your pantomime theater. Will Discovery characters be starting at level 60? No, that's the whole idea of a reimagined starting experience.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, this is a whole new starting experience. This is going to you think Agents of Yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that.
Except that it won't be a full expansion at once. It'll be just over time. But we want to get you have an opportunity to get that in there now, and while Discovery's hot, and so we can get on board with the excitement of the new Discovery content that's coming on the show.
Yeah.
So we just want to be in.
Yeah. So that's kind of a new player thing, but for current players, there will also be Discovery content coming in the first stage.
All existing players will be able to play all Discovery content.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the past or in the future or
right. I just mean that some of the episodes we're doing specifically in this update we've just announced will be able to be played by your current characters.
They can be played by your current characters, except for the tutorial. There will be a tutorial, and that will not be able to be played by anybody else.
Winters 1983. What can we tell you about Reputations going to Tier 6? We can tell you we've had a lot of meetings about it.
I can tell you that Reputations will be going to Tier 6.
And that's pretty much all we can tell you right now.
I mean, there's really not much else to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be new rewards associated with that, and you will have to, you don't have to, but you can bring your Reputations to Tier 6. I can tell you this. I have to remember what we put in the announcement, but I think it's okay to talk about the
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think we put that in.
No? Okay.
No,
so I can't say anything. But basically, it's going to synergize with something.
Yeah. And there's more to it than you guys know.
It's going to synergize with something, and so because
I really liked the subtle hand signal. By the way,
that?
that was good. That was good. No one could see it.
All right.
He flipped me off under the table. No, let's see. So somebody was asking, Washi was Alan ZEF Films was asking if there are new ships coming with this update. Yes, of course, obviously. we love ships. We know you love ships.
Yes.
Thomas loves making ships.
We have a whole ship team.
Yeah.
What else would they be doing if we weren't releasing ships?
At the end, someone else asked how many ships are coming.
Oh, that.
A lot, but we can't tell you.
But
a lot.
More than one.
More than one,
less
than 600.
Or all, sure.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I gotta hit the power switch. Hang on, I'll be right back.
It's the professionalism that I keep coming back here for.
Don't make me rub your head. Yeah, they gave me a new room with a timed light. It's great. I love it.
That's why. So yeah, there'll be. Of course, I mean that's our thing, right? That's what. Is starships, and so there's
it's not our whole thing, but it's a lot.
It's not our whole thing, but it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Star Trek Discovery era ships, and a lot of Star Trek, Federation ships and Klingon ships, and a few other ones, right? So we don't. I'm going to say this as a caveat: we have not done this, and we're not doing this, and we're not saying we're not doing it. There's no plan or schedule for it, but I would love to see. Harry Mudd's in-law's father's ship as a Ryzen ship. I don't know if people would like that.
That'd be cool.
I think it was kind of cool.
That's the kind of thing that now people are going to say we're definitely doing next year.
Definitely doing
100%.
I don't know. It's just like that's my idea. Thomas is in charge of ships, right?
Yeah.
But that would make sense, right? It feels like that kind of ship that you might see. But whatever we get.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Let's see.
Another Vorgon ship, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Sam Kosh wants to know you can get this shirt in game or IRL. You had to get it be at Destination Star Trek to get it IRL. Maybe we'll put it in game. That could be
that one different?
Thing. Yeah, it's different than the one we had last year. It's got DS9 in it, and it's got a little different. It's got the.
I don't have that shirt.
No, you don't. I'm the only one in Cryptic who does.
You're the only one in Cryptic who does. It shouldn't be the other way around? Like, only people in Cryptic should have it and not you and everyone else.
What do you mean, not me? I've been Cryptic.
I don't know. Apparently you're not. Apparently it was
I was at the show. That's why I have one.
Which show?
Destination Star Trek.
Destination Star Trek shirt. Oh, okay. That's fine. You did work. You earned that.
Yeah. That worked for that. Jeez.
Okay.
Let's see.
I want one. I'm entitled to one.
You, well.
Maybe the damn
thing. I work on the damn thing, too.
Yeah, you do. You earned the show. You earned that.
All right, I saw a question. People are asking about Discovery Mirror Universe stuff. We've heard how much you guys want those uniforms. We know.
Do they
worry.
really like the Mirror Universe?
They want those universe.
They really like those uniforms?
They like them a lot. I'm going to tell you, I want Giorgio's sword. I want it.
There's so
bad.
much cooler shit in the Mirror Universe than the regular universe.
I know. It's because Evil always has more style.
So much
Although,
better.
I don't know, Anson Mount in that Pike uniform in the last shot of the Discovery trailer might be the coolest thing
as far
I've
as
seen. Just in terms of just pure cool looking people.
So I was really surprised that they cast him because I watched, unfortunately, Inhumans, and I love Marvel, so I watch everything they do, and that was dreadful.
I knew not to watch that. I saw the first trailer and I knew not to.
I was so disappointed. I'm gonna get into. I don't want to get into.
Don't get into that rant.
I want to get into that rant, but his character was. It's like, wow, that's who you're gonna do Pike, because it just.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But the moment he came on screen in the trailer in that uniform, it says like, that's Pike.
Yeah.
It was just
100%.
I just want to say it was Pike. They nailed it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So
and I'm so excited for Rebecca Romijn as number 1. I think that's going to be super cool.
So good. It's so good. But I had a chance to see the TOS uniforms in Discovery when I went down to LA a few months ago. So I got a peek at that, and the thing I had to keep my mouth shut about.
Yeah.
But I only saw early sketches.
Super sketches.
So this was the first time I actually got to see it completion, and it's like it's so brilliantly integrated, as far as between TOS and Discovery.
Yeah.
It's completely believable, and one thing I started thinking is why do they have different uniforms? You know what? If you look at our military, just look up military uniforms.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of different types of uniforms, even within one particular branch of military.
Yeah.
So there's I don't understand. I was never in the military, and I don't really know that much about it, but other than the ranks that are on Star Trek. But yeah, I mean, so there must be. I'm sure there's a military person going to tell us why everyone has different uniforms. I'm sure there's dress uniforms and different things, different reasons that there are different uniforms. But they integrated these so seamlessly. I think they did the costume designs did a brilliant job. I can't wait to see those in our game. I'm sure we will see them at some point. We're going to see all the stuff. You'll see all the stuff.
Yeah,
it will all be
cool
there.
Stuff.
You will not see that. I'll just tell you now. We don't need to be too coy. You're not going to see that uniform in our first release, right?
Although we have,
we
there was some things we did today, so that you can get closer. And I won't say too much else for that. But I had a talk with Ian after our meeting this morning, and he actually already made that change that I asked for. So
I know what you're talking about. But
yeah.
But that's. But eventually, I mean, that's the thing. We're gonna. There's so much cool stuff in Discovery, and we're gonna see all that. Whatever, it's like death fidget spinners and swords.
Yeah.
And,
I want that fidget spinner too. Yeah. And apparently a lot of people, because I see it a bunch of times.
Murder spinners.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. They're little force fields and turrets and everything.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I'm not going to answer that.
That's what's fun about Discovery. There's just because
there's tons of stuff.
I'm really interested. We've been doing this for 9 to 10 years now, right? And we've reached out to every cool thing, every biometric warhead, and every plasma torpedo and tricobalt device, and everything that we could pull from the universe, right? and biomimetic gels and whatever. Now we have a whole new universe of fun stuff to play with. Everyone should be completely excited about whether or not, if you like the show or not, the fact that we get these assets and we get to play with these things now, right? That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Awesome. It's so awesome to fly the crossfield class and jump around, and do Lorca maneuvers and so that's just that alone is what's brilliant about this. Yeah. So that's just going to be fun to have Giorgio's sword and fidget spinners and
Stomax 64 is asking for the disco shirt in game, which we heard that one too.
Disco shirts, yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Let's see.
I want the one that says enter though.
I don't.
not enter, not disco. Dear. Well, I don't know why it doesn't say vary on the back. It should say disco in the front and then vary in the back, and then it would say enter in the front and the back it says prize.
That sounds. I think that has connotations you're not thinking of. That has lots of connotations that you're not considering.
Let's see. A terrible person.
I am a terrible person. I'm a terrible
Your mind's in the gutter all the time, and I'm thinking about the nobility of Enterprise.
I'm sorry that I hurt your innocence, Sal.
I'm so innocent.
Innocent child of God. Just wants to talk about Star Trek. Let's see. So, folks, questions about re-engineering. I'm not going to answer that.
Let's save that for Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy can answer that stuff. So especially things like the level 6 mastery trait that a Starsmore has asked about 6 times, or 26 times probably. I hear you. I know that's one thing you want to know about. That's something for the systems team, and we wouldn't talk about it if we were going to implement that anyway right now. Let's see. Mino Dan hopes we get a new rep for Age of Discovery. You probably will, but not with this update. We're doing the tier 6 rep for those.
Yeah, we'll see one.
Yeah,
we'll see one.
Someone down the line. We've had some interesting ideas.
For the release of Age of Discovery. No, that's not the focus. Because largely there will be content for everyone, and there will be there'll be queues which. I guess we should start changing the names, or are we going to...
I don't know. Was that actually announced today? I think it was.
We just get people start getting used to it. We're going to be renaming queues to Task Force Operations, TFOs.
Yeah. It's just a more Star Trek-y name.
It's more Star Trek-y. It's also, a little story is that words have so much weight.
Yeah.
And it's so easy when you're just kind of talking about something in-house, and then you start calling something.
Yeah.
And
then it goes out.
And then it just starts... And then it just... Everyone, it just gets a life of its own. People, we never intended to call them queues.
Yeah.
Right. It was just it's effectively what they are. But what's exciting about going into a queue? Absolutely nothing. So we just want to rebrand it. It's the same thing. So we're going to call them Task Force Operations. We have a different naming convention that will go out with it. So there'll be a new Task Force Operation that will come out with Age of Discovery, and there will be more. And then when we have enough of them, we will do a rep for them.
Yeah.
But we will not have enough of them for the beginning, so for now.
Let's see. Axel Rar says if you're British, queues are exciting.
Is there a thing?
So the queues is what they call lining up in England. They call it queuing.
Oh.
And so it's a joke about British people and their love for getting in lines.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So it's too deep cut of a reference for Al. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's back to my innocence.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's one. Captain B Money is apparently sending you ideas on Twitter, and since I've gotten a couple of those in the last couple of days on both Champions and STL, let me respond to that real quick. We can't actually look at, if you guys send us ideas for the game, we can't really look at it legally, because if we do something similar to it and it looks like we looked at it, then we can get sued. Yeah. So generally we have to ignore that stuff, which is why you probably don't get responses on it.
There was a back in the day when mommies and daddies played MMOs. There was this little game called Ultima Online. And they used to they used to use users as customer service reps. They would give users, if you were a trusted user, you would get a kind of a dev account. Yeah. You would get a customer service account to be able to. It was user policing users, and they would get some powers, and they would go around and help people, and ban people. I don't know if they could ban, but they had some level of dev powers, customer service. That's how they amortized their customer service work.
Yeah.
And they got sued because they weren't paying people to do work. Right? You can't do stuff like that. You can't do stuff like that. So we're a business, and it's a game, and it's fun, but it's also business with money and liability, and that's just the reality of what we have to deal with. So, yeah, and I try to read all my Twitter stuff too, and that kind of liability issues aside, but I get so much, and so I apologize if you were trying to get my attention and I don't respond to them.
But a lot of times that he forwards your tweets to me with why aren't you dealing with this? And usually it's I'm dealing with it already, Al. Okay. I'll get back to you later.
He's on it.
Yeah.
So, I'll often silently forward things either to him or to whoever else. It says, is this really an issue to QA or to Jeremy or something, and I'll forward those issues. So if I see something that seems like a legitimate problem, I'll forward them on. I don't like responding because then it acknowledges that I'm doing something about it, and then why didn't you fix it right away?
Why aren't the Cadassi uniforms in this week's update, Al?
Yeah,
why?
Exactly.
Why?
So it's but Twitter's the best way to get in touch with me, even though I may not respond. I just can't respond to everything. So
in Facebook chat, someone named Tomas Mayroni it says, "Can we talk about upcoming content?" No.
I think they're just trolling you.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Let's see.
There's a press release. There's stuff.
Yeah,
right?
there's stuff.
Just from what's
right. No, I'm just making.
Yeah, we got all details. There'll be a tutorial experience, and the old stuff will still be there, right? Yeah. And then we will have some stuff with the Glen, so you can kind of see. We want to showcase the interior of our Crossfield Clash ship art, and so there'll be something with that, and we're going to get to see some stuff with Starbase One, which, if you remember from Discovery, was strategically placed somewhere in space. That was a tough one, but Starbase One is not Earth Space Dock, but and it was taken over by House Dagor, and so. We will have a battle at Starbase One of some sort. You'll get to shoot things around there.
A couple of battles, actually.
A couple of battles, yeah. So that's our first initial. That's in a nutshell. And a Q is our first foray into there. Plus features and plus systems. Yeah, that's our initial stuff. With now with 100% more Wiseman.
Yes. There's a question that I actually think you can answer. Starburns wants to know, I know you guys have had pretty good interactions with CBS before, but how mind-blowing was it to get the level of support you guys seem to be getting for Age of Discovery from even the creatives behind the show?
There are no words. There are no words. I got into this business now 20 years ago. I was originally in biochemistry, right? And then I got into this business, and I got lucky because it was the .com boom, and I started in customer service and became a producer, and then started making video games shortly after that, started being a designer. I was always a huge Star Trek fan. So, from the wee child, 45 years ago, my sister would have me watch TOS. She was a big Star Trek and sci-fi and horror fan, and I grew up on Star Trek, TOS, and sci-fi and horror, and I loved it. And now, the whole journey of here, just even getting a chance to work with the actors that I do, and meeting them in Vegas, and writing with stories for them, and with Paul, and having them come and read the stories, has been mind blowing. But then now to be in the writers' room with I was never a target that I was shooting for,
but you got there anyway.
And I got there anyway, and. So I go there, and Andre had worked in LA before.
Yeah.
He did Family Guy games. And he said, we were right across the street from the McFarlane office. He said, we had coffee. He said, this is where I went when we had, McFarlane was here, and he was telling stories about McFarlane and how he would switch back and forth between the characters, Stewie and Peter and everything. And so, and I'm not a Hollywood guy. Yeah. And then we go across the street, and it's there's the big sign, CBS, and you walk down the hall, and it's just all pictures of Discovery and this original artwork that I'd never seen before. I go into the writer room, and there's this big abstract black and whites of the Discovery cast members, and Alex Kurtzman comes in, and there were like 10 guys the first time.
I didn't know you actually got into the actual writer's room. That's cool.
Yeah, well, down here, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's more up in Canada or whatever.
Right.
But I think most of the writers work in LA.
Yeah.
And there was like a dozen people that first meeting with Alex Kurtzman and Mike from the comics and Kirsten Beyer, and it's like, what am I doing here? What is my? I say, so I didn't keep my game face on, but it was absolutely amazing. And I'm taking all these pictures now. I guess I can share them now.
Yeah.
But I couldn't share them for a while. I totally wanted to share them because I was totally geeking out, and now I'm going to totally geek out that I'm get to work at Mary Wiseman. It's amazing and humbling, and I try to keep myself in check to not let it go to my head. But it's special. It's completely special, and I'm very, very grateful. And I don't ever take it for granted. And so it's been an amazing journey. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
So you realize, because you mentioned Seth MacFarlane in there, that my Twitter is going to be T6 Orville confirmed for the next 3 weeks.
I would love to have the Protector and to have the Orville in Star Trek.
That would be fun.
Thomas Maroney actually tried to make it happen.
Really?
He tried to do something where he tried to tell John Van Sitter, says, what if like the Orville is like a television show that's in
Star Trek.
That's in the Star Trek universe that they watch and the historical records, and maybe it could actually, and someone rebuilds it. It was a ridiculous stretch, but he had to throw it out there and see what happens, and it was completely ignored.
Of course.
But I mean, it's just that's because we're all just nerds and fans of that sort of stuff too. So it would be amazing to do that. They're pretty ships, so it's not going to happen. It's just us fantasizing.
Yeah. So. Mr. Dave, just to be perfectly clear, when I said earlier we weren't going to STLV, I was making a joke. We're going to STLV. that was a joke.
Yeah. A lot of us will be there. We're gonna have we're gonna be in STLV. I say this every year in a big way. We're gonna be there in the biggest way we've ever been at STLV. So, like everything if you ever seen our presence at STLV, you could times it by
times two,
by
times
2
3,
or
times
2 or
4.
3. Yeah. So
maybe times 5.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
Thomas's Facebook chat is saying he's definitely making this Orville thing happen and nothing can stop him. We'll see.
The cat's on there?
Yeah.
Just it's like I always tell you, Thomas, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Right?
He was apparently asking about the Protector, not the Orville, when that happened, but yes.
Oh, okay. Either one.
Yeah.
Right? So he's listening.
Yeah. Mino Dan, we won't be live streaming our big STLV PP. We won't be live streaming our big STLV panel, or any of the panels we'll be on this year. But for that one specifically, there will be a recording of it that will be released later.
They're really picky about cameras in the.
They don't want you to film.
Creation doesn't. Yeah.
I think partially because you have all the complicated license rights for the actors who are in the panels.
Yeah. I don't know. But we have all their rights.
Right, but I think it's probably easier for Creation to just be like blanket rule, no filming, and not have to worry about a case.
But you're going to be live streaming some stuff, though, right?
We'll be live streaming from the floor for sure.
Yeah, we'll be live streaming from the floor and whatever exciting things that we can make happen at the booth. So
absolutely.
So
there's going to be, just if you followed our Twitter and Facebook last year, it's going to be like that. We're going to have updates, tons of updates every day of all the cool stuff.
So good to have a professional there helping us now. Right? That's a bunch of us in the previous years without something like that, and we're just trying to
do it on your
tweet
phones.
something and writing someone. Would you please retweet this? So it's great to have a professional there.
Thank you. I try. Bubba Hotep, STLV is next week.
Oh, you thought I was talking about you?
Oh
no, sorry.
He was talking about Deanna. You're right.
I was like being nice. I ended up and I just completely ruined it.
Just right in the heart, right in the deep space.
Right in the DS9. No. I take back my take back. I'm telling you honest.
Yeah, totally. Mino Dan, don't worry, we won't be handing out Tilly Boffs at the con. I promise you that.
What's that?
He said if they're handing out Tilly Boffs, grab one for me. We won't be. That's not what we're handing out. We are handing out Boffs.
We'll have something.
But not Tilly Boffs.
Not Tilly Boffs. That is a great word. Tilly Boff.
Tilly Boff. We should probably not say it too often because of the other. So boff is a word that's banned on Twitch chat. Anytime somebody asks about a boff, I have to manually let the message through. It's slang for.
Where is it from? Is it England again?
No, that's just American kids slang that you might be a little too old for.
Oh,
it's slang for
I used to be
turning into a warp lizard and having children.
What's that? Oh.
So it's slang for turning into a warp lizard and having children.
I used to be with it, and now I'm no longer with it. And
it's okay.
It'll happen to you.
It will.
It will.
It already has.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
That's
I don't know what Snapchat is or how it works. It confuses
reference,
me.
if anybody knows. Grandpa said that.
Yeah.
From Simpson.
Mr. Dave says, which I think I really like, he appreciates our enthusiasm for all things Star Trek, and that he's not the biggest Discovery fan. He's glad there's investment going into the game. That's cool.
There's always going to be investment going into this game. We're always going to be trying to bring everything that Star Trek has to offer. Yeah. And if there's a new movie, which they seem to be doing, we will bring that stuff to the game. So as long as it's exciting and new, not like Love Boat exciting and new, but there's an old reference.
Yeah.
We will keep. We have the license. We have license to all of it, so we get to bring it to you, and you can play with the toys. Yeah. So, making a game for 9 years, or I've been making it for 10 years, and we're coming up on our 9th anniversary. So I've been working on it for over 10. It's hard to keep coming up with new stuff. Yeah. It's like we're in a brainstorm, and we're gonna have a wrap. We're gonna have rewards for this episode, and like, what are we gonna do with this? And maybe it can be a buff. I don't know, right? I mean, what are you going to do after so many years? It's challenging to keep things fresh and come up with new things. It's really easy to make things better. Yeah. Oh, we'll just make it. Oh, what was the last one? We had a +5 buff. Well, let's make a +10 buff.
There we go.
Everyone will love the +10 buff. That's of course they'll want it. Then all the +5 buffs no one wants anymore. Yep. So that's a really hard thing to do for a live game. It's one of the biggest challenges of an MMO. And having a whole new series or new movies to inspire us with other ideas and contents and stories and characters and ships and guns and fidget spinners and tardigrades and little balls that evaporate, little dark matter balls that Harry Mudd threw. Those are all fun things to it's like, wow, we can have fun with that. It's very inspiring. It's our muse. Yeah. And so everyone should be excited to be able to have access to all of that fun stuff. Yeah.
Well, Al, I know you have to get to your interview at 5. It's 4:54.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
I hope you had fun.
I did have a lot of fun. Thank you. I didn't mean the whole thing. I was sorry.
Yes, you did.
No,
you meant it deep in your heart.
I did not.
You guys have meetings about me behind my back about how much you hate me. I know it. No, it's fine.
Thank you very much. Everyone's going to love it. Look forward to. We've got more news coming, and I'm super excited.
And we'll see you at STLV.
See you all at STLV. Live long and prosper.
Yep.
Is there a cut?
No, there's not a cut because I actually have more stream to do. So if you could just get out, actually.
Exit gracefully.
Professionalism, everyone. All right, so folks, I did promise you that at the end of the stream we would spend a little while in Victory's life on Xbox One. We are going to do that. Look at this Xbox controller. Look at this. Oh, you're trapped. You got to move the green screen to get out. I know. I don't like this new room very much.
It's just like a Hollywood studio in here.
It is. Totally is. Bye. All right. Yeah, Thomas, we do need to beep out effect. You're right. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to console here now. I do have to put a delay on the video and the audio, which is going to take me a second to do, so that it lines up with what we're doing here. So, okay, yeah, it's 2 seconds. That's what I thought. I've never switched to console midstream before, so sorry about that, but that's what it is. Okay, now the audio should be wildly unsynced. Just a moment. I know this is super exciting. Okay. Should be set up now. Let me know if it's not working. Adrian Bichard, if you paste that one more time, I will say something bad about your face. I don't know. I will pass that on to Jeremy, but please, for the love of God, stop pasting it in chat. All right, welcome to Victory is Life on Xbox One. Bye, Tater. Good to see you. Yeah, that is a sick DS9 model, Thomas. All right, and since we're doing Victory is Life today, we're gonna make a brand new character. We're gonna make a Jem'Hadar. Maybe. There we go. Adrian Bouchard, you're not even listening to the stream anymore, are you? Yes, I am an experienced player, probably. Hold on, I gotta rearrange some monitors here. There we go. Okay, folks. It's up to you in chat. Oh, wait. You know what? I completely forgot. I was going to do this before Al left, but we actually have a sponsor this week on the stream, which is super exciting. We've got an item to give away, which is this Nighthawk gaming router. It's super awesome. It's the best internet speeds for your games. So we're going to give that away right now. And how I'm going to give it away, I have to figure out what I'm going to do to figure out whether I'm giving it away to Facebook or Twitch. And so, I will do that by... It's got two different sides to it. Great, okay. I'm going to flip this broken light bulb. Mihail Adam McMorgan, we want you to have the ability to completely remove the HUD too. It's coming. All right, here we go. Okay. Prongs pointing to me means that the giveaway is going to Twitch. So, Twitch, I need to ask you a question. And so my question will be, and the first person to answer it correctly will get this. I'm trying to think of a good oh, I know. Let's do a Victory's Life themed question since we're about to go to Victory's Life console stream. Can we what is tell you what, here we go. In Quark's Lucky 7, the Diconian evil lady, whose name has totally escaped me because I'm a professional, has an entire treasure trove where you find the sword of Kahless. Other than the sword, name one item from the treasury using the name that was used in the game. To Cat, thank you, everyone. Yes, that's not the answer to the question, so you can all stop telling me. You gotta give me the actual name. All right, let's see. See, a bunch of people said Loot Crate and Lockbox, but that wasn't actually what it was called in the game. So I think the first one I see that actually is a name that is correct is Zoberas with the comm badge. Congratulations. I'm going to PM you right now, and we will get you set up for getting a prize. Woo! All right. Let us dive in. Okay, so am I making an engineer, a science officer, or a tactical officer? Facebook gets to choose because... Oh, and let's pull this off the screen. Facebook gets to choose because they didn't get the contest. Hello, Jaslyn Wildcat. All right, first one on Facebook was science. We got a Dominion science officer. Let's see what the presets are like. Whoa, nope. All right, someone on Twitch, give me a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me a number from 1 to 6, and that'll be the hair we pick. All right, 5 was the first one. That is our hair now. Here we go. Super gray. With blue eyes. Oh, that's right, you can't do crazy hair colors with them. I like this one. All right, here comes the weird stuff. Already, it's fantastic. Jim O'Neill says Thomas should come up here and annoy me. I agree. Come hang out, Thomas. You're not doing any work, right? Thomas doesn't work. That's a lie. Thomas works a lot. All right. Yep, that's weird. Perfect. Give him a dad sweater. And here we go. Random name. Random ship. Engage. RTK142 wants to know if Thomas sleeps. No, he doesn't. Freddie White, yes, I will. Once we get out of this tutorial, we'll jump in and we can skip this. Can we skip this? We can skip this. Once we get out of this tutorial, we'll jump in and hang out with some people on Deep Space Nine and maybe run some queues or something. But we do have to do Turn the Tide first. Duncan Idaho says, incoherent screaming and body sliders. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, jeez. Oh, what have I done? What have I created? I'm so sorry, everyone. Thomas says, turn the Tide Pods. Oh, that's right. Let me see if I can turn the audio on without creating a crazy echo. Let me know if this created a crazy echo. arms are so long. First pregnant Jem'Hadar, yes, that's true. I just created ham sandwiches on them because they're on console. Don't run. See, this is why we can't ever have a Cardassian expansion. They would just run away. I'm gonna get beat up for that on Twitter.
Well done. You drove the escapees into our fortified position. Victory is life. Our guard unit was decimated during the breakout. We should form a new squad and deal with the remaining escapees.
Skin is white.
The honor of leadership.
PC monitor that's monitoring the stream, his skin is brown. That's weird. Oh, is it super loud? Hold on. I can turn it down.
More escapees ahead.
Alright, activating the shroud. That wasn't the shroud, was it?
Excellent. Now you can make a surprise assault.
Nothing useful in here. We should keep moving.
Surprise! One more group to find. Whoops. Wait, are they way out there? Oops. Okay, I totally missed somebody. My bad. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Hold on, let me scoot over a little bit so when I lean into this, my face isn't wildly off camera. Oh wait, I think I just saw them. Oh, it's this way. My bad.
An additional dose of Ketracel White.
Boss, we got incoming. That shuttle ready yet?
A large number of prisoners are escaping the facility and heading your way. Stop them.
Is it? Did someone lock me in here? That's weird. There was nobody at the door. Yeah. Did anybody else see something weird? I felt like there was someone in the room for a second. It's weird. Alright, anyway. When he announced he was leaving the whole company, they made him a PowerPoint presentation of how he was dead to us. And like I think like There's like a video of him getting killed off in so many different Star Trek ways. It's wonderful. I wish I could show it to you. Says do something. Real Farragut says do something weird. He can't fire you now. I think he still can. I think he can get Andre to do that.
I have seen enough. Remember,
all right.
Victory is life.
Your leadership skills are sound.
You fight well. I see.
Yes. I have a whole crew now.
A well-executed operation. You showed initiative and inspired others to follow your lead and achieve success.
So how's everybody doing today? You having a good...
Take this turbo lift to the bridge.
Thursday night?
You are to speak to...
Doug in Idaho, I have to fight well. Because, you know, I'm expecting. I have to protect my weird Dominion children.
Prepare the fleet. We need to reach the Bajor system as soon as possible.
Of course, Founder. We'll be ready for transit within the hour.
I'm just gonna skip cutscenes because we've seen them all already.
Honored, I would expect no. The Founders will
Greetings. And while you're there, report to exit the way you came in. Turn right, then head left and enter requisitions.
You're welcome, Sweet Salem. Glad we could help out. Darth Davids, do I have any dev powers on Xbox? No, I do not. I barely have any on PC. Okay, I don't have any Zen on this account, so we'll just go with the bug ship for now. That's good. And back we go. I need to get back into my gem on PC because I've really got to get. This environment is so cool, by the way. This whole thing that Donnie made. I think Donnie made this one. It might have been David. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, guys, but anyway, this is super cool. It just looks so like Gem Hadar, but futuristic. It like captures the Deep Space Nine aesthetic, but looks modern. I really like it.
Are you prepared for Can you vouch for the loyalty of your men?
Thank you, Thy Pentacle. I did all the work myself. Okay, Thomas says Donnie made it. Tim Hughes, console controls for PC. It turns out, I've discovered this week, they're more difficult than they sound. Let's get up to attack speed here. Orion Snake wants to know how console access on the officer mode. It's different parts of the menu. You can see on the left keybinds and that stuff. You can get access to the Oh, I'll turn it down some more. There you go. Thomas, turn around and tell Mo he did a very good job. It's real pretty. Alright, let's see if we can pop into options here. Yeah, effects volume always starts so freaking loud. Okay. Now hopefully I can turn it up a little bit again. And won't deafen you guys. We'll see when I get into combat. I will say, I like aiming on console a little better. It's just easier to whip around and blast these swarmers behind you. Rob McOne, that's crazy talk.
Rear shields failing.
Don't say crazy things. Why do people who post things over and over in Twitch chat think capitalizing random words well? Okay. I miss having my Jem'Hadar wingmen. Kurisu Exia, yeah, you can get free ship for your Jem'Hadar captain right now. Go to Ryza. Hang out in the summer event. You get another one in January, another one in December. Just like everybody else. Remember, the free ships that like Federation people get are much, much worse than that because they're all like tier 1, tier 4, or tier 5. I don't think well, you get a free tier 5 ship. Rafe, I'll pass that on to the character team. I don't know that it's going to be fixed anytime soon, but I will pass that on. I promise. I think most likely when that skin was made, they weren't expecting Borg to be in bathing suits in it. Real Farragut, I had garlic noodles for lunch today. They were delicious. Thank you for asking.
Warning, ship is under attack.
I was playing a game called Massive Darkness, which is very cryptic, which is super fun. Alright, last transport.
Quite a few of them. Do you require assistance?
Yeah, these swarmers are so much more terrifying.
Our new first will surely prevail.
I'm looking right at them as they're coming at me.
All ships, gather near the wormhole entrance.
Joe Brooks, I'll pass it on. Charles Adams, if you missed our Age of Discovery chat, this will be on video on demand tomorrow, so you can check it out on our YouTube channel. And you can always scroll back on this stream now and start it over if you wanted.
All ships, prepare for transit to...
As of this moment,
That is also true. Oh, that's cool. As Cylinder, I feel your pain. Joe Black, what's impossible to get into? What's going on? Is that a bug, or are you just? Is it just a lot of people? Or no people?
I will make our intentions clear to the Alliance before they open fire on us.
Target's shields have failed.
Oh boy.
Is on
Right
our
I'm
shield.
gonna die.
Rear shields failing. Four shields failing. Hull integrity
Or not.
75%. Left shields failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Target shields have failed.
No, I'm definitely going to die.
Hull integrity below 25%.
Healing. Oh man, I missed my
Hurry.
my carrier.
We don't know
with all
our
the
target
swarms.
status.
That "you are defeated" text always looked very Dark Souls to me. Oh, that's a good idea. Putting power on shields.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Ah, swarmers already? Jeez.
Left
Turn
shield
speed
failing.
down. That's all the way to turn
Target
right.
shield has failed. Right shield failing. Target shields have failed. Four shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Nebshake, I'll pass it on. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but I will definitely
Hull
pass it
integrity below 75%.
on. I should rename my ship the Baby on Board. That's a good idea. Chris Johnson, I can't talk about when events are happening on different platforms. Sorry, but we'll announce
We've entered transporter
when the
range
next
to
Phoenix
the...
event is on console for sure. Okay, so that's something you guys can help me out with. Zobera says I'm not giving the warp core explosions enough clearance. How?
Our sensors have detected the Admiral. He is on the
Scott
station's
Unger,
upper level.
I don't have any video of it. ZEF might be making something soon. You can chat with him. I should name him Pregnant. Duncan, that's terrible advice. Oh my god, you're disgusting. Yo, what up? I'm hurt. So, Orion Snake, that's one of those questions that you hear about, if people ask when they don't really know a lot about game development. Are there plans to update the game engine? No, because that wouldn't really do any of the things you're asking about. There's no need to completely reprogram the game engine to accomplish the things that you're looking for. Copy that. Take another couple seconds after I blow up a ship and then go for the next person. Tim Hughes, I hadn't heard about that, but I'll pass it on. Oh, now I'm going to miss my Zenkefi cannon. His attendants go down so fast with those. You want me to impregnate my entire ground team, Rob McOne? That sounds unethical. Shouldn't try to hide behind that couch, buddy. Sentinel 1964, that's because the Defiant goes by the rule of cool. It can fly through whatever explosions it wants. As long as it looks dope doing it. Zoberas, that's an interesting idea. That is also true. Thomas pointed out that our game engine is always being updated incrementally.
Den Hadar, here? If you come to help the Zenketni, he's caused enough trouble for...
Well, alright then. I guess we'll just let you take the prisoner. But that is the Klingon way. Good. If I had my choice of any 4 Star Trek characters, who would I want to be my bridge crew? That's a really good question. So we're saying I'm the captain. For my first officer, I think I would want... Well, let's go through the obvious ones first. On security, I want Worf. For engineering... Probably Scotty. That makes sense. For science... I'm trying to think of, like, I don't want to just do, you know, the crew of TNG, even though that's my favorite. I'm trying to think of this a little bit more rationally. So let's see. We got Worf on security. We got Scotty in the engine room. I'd probably want Tom Paris on the helm, so that leaves me just my first officer. Which I can pick any Star Trek character, so I shouldn't be limiting myself to just Starfleet and stuff. But I think I'd want Data to be my first officer. Just seems like a good, solid choice. Yeah, 4 Qs. That's a good choice, too.
Jem'Hadar. Not the liberators I was expecting, to be certain.
Ross McGillivray. We aren't planning on putting the Discovery in the C-Store anytime soon, but you can get it for energy credits. If you buy some keys and sell them on the exchange, you can then use the energy credit to get from that to buy the ship on the exchange. It's one of the cool ways that we do monetizing in this game that isn't, you know, completely locking you out if you don't spend money on lockboxes. Zoberaz. If I'm going to take Loris out for a date, and they have a poor sense of taste, so they mostly focus on textures, then I would take her out to... I'm not sure, actually. There's a couple of different options. Because all my go-to, like, you know, real good date foods, like pho or like steak, would be pretty weird if you could just have the texture without the taste to go with that. So, let's see. I'm trying to think of some food with interesting textures. Cullen is absolutely right. I would not even take Loris on a date without my wife's permission. Like that wouldn't even get off the ground. This would have to be a like, hey honey, for the sake of the universe, I have to take this Dominion lady on a date. It's diplomacy, I promise. I'll call you every 10 minutes. I wouldn't have to call her every 10 minutes. I don't know. I keep trying to jump and forgetting
Level secure. We're needed elsewhere. Fight well.
It's true, Rob McOne, but if we're getting a doctor, I definitely want Julian to be my doctor.
You've done well. My shuttle is soldier. I can make it from here. My shuttle is just beyond this door. What is your saying? Ah, yes. Victory is life.
Your sister's jerks interact.
I see you've taken the Admiral out of harm's way. I expected nothing less from one of our finest. I have a new task for you first. Make your way to the torpedo bay and set one of the torpedoes there to detonate.
SFC-100. If you make that dating sim, Kel tries to date. That's true. The voice actress who plays Loris, Michelle, I'm going to butcher her last name, but I think it's Sprecht, will be at STLD, and we'll definitely be hanging out with her at some point. Maybe see if we can try and convince her to come to the Meet the Devs on Friday. Keep calling. You are absolutely right, and you have figured out the exact reason why I designed this character this way. It just looks bad. It's just bad. This is not the way. That's a dead end. SFC-100, I'm holding you to that. I want a Foundry dating sim now. Someone bring me a Foundry dating sim. Kurisu Exia, that's unfortunate. I will ask around and see what's going on with that. Where's my boss? My boss are all alive. Look at them. They're fine. What up, Starfleet? It's me, the Dominion. Definitely not a surprise attack.
This day just gets fantastic. If you're not here, right.
I like how everyone who I've come up to talk to is like, you know, if you're here, come for a fight, we'll give you one. I'm like, I'm a Jem'Hadar, dark, bro. If I was here for a fight, I would be shooting already. Zoberes wants to know if I prefer to hang out with Loris or Kumarke. Kumarke, probably. But I hope that both of them are at our booth this year. I actually don't know if, oh my god, I forgot her name. I'm the worst person in the universe. One of my favorite people.
Keep up the good work.
But I forgot Kumarke's actress's name. But I hope she's at STLV this year. She wasn't last year. So we haven't gotten to meet in person yet. Have a good night too, Orion. Freddie White, have a good rest of your night. Thanks for stopping by. Oh. No, don't go to sleep, Monitor. I need you. Wow, that's a fast joke.
We're halfway done. Keep doing what you do best.
Enemy targets on sensor.
No, I'm not trying to remember Michelle Sprecht. That's Loris. I'm trying to remember Kumarke. Oh, it is Kifley Brown. That's right. Yes, of course. Derek. Well, I feel bad. I hope she's not watching. I doubt she's watching. Kurgan says, I have 6 programmable mouse buttons. What do I assign to what? Go. I actually have 12 programmable mouse buttons, and I have nothing assigned to any of them, so... A fan a while ago was nice enough to send me a more pro gaming mouse in the hopes that it would help me from dying a lot. Starbirds, yeah, she was an Enterprise as a ghost of a crewman who once lived there. That once interacted with Archer, I believe.
Keep them off us. Protomatter's done.
Hey, Vendrillo, thanks for joining us. Curtis J. Castle, we want to add a lifetime ship for Jem'Hadar. It's on the plans, but I don't know if it'll be happening right away. Probably not soon. It's one of those when we have free time things. Since we're going straight from Victory's life into Age of Discovery, time is a little bit on the downsweep. Zoberis, I would love to have playable Lukari in the game too. It's one of those things that we can add at a later date. Might be fun to see how they factor in the Discovery, although they weren't, I guess, well, I guess that might not work, because they didn't really head out into the major galactic world until the 24s.
We're good to go here. You want to push?
Go to the armory and blow up the starbase.
Nice work.
Sorry, Kurgan.
Interesting. Fighting with Gem.
Duncan Idaho is right. We do have all the Lucari parts in the Alien Tailor, so you can play a Lucari.
Time is a factor here first.
RTK142. I actually haven't seen that episode, so I'm probably talking out
well first.
I haven't watched most of Enterprise yet.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Slow down those hurt ships. They're much easier to hit that way.
Since my Klingon character was flying that ship during this battle, I like to imagine that's my character flying around.
We're barely holding on here. Can anyone help?
Herc forces and fire!
A Starfleet vessel is in trouble.
Whoa, there's a lot of hurt suddenly.
Target's shields have failed.
Dominion vessel, thank you for your assistance. We picked up an incoming Herc dreadnought. Stuck?
A Herc force is coming your way. I will assist you.
Time to blow up a dreadnought. I actually really like this little ship. It's fast, it's tough, it's fun to fly.
Target's shields have failed.
Q Cullen, JG is one of my absolute favorite people I've ever met, and he does such a good job in this game. He really gets into it. Watching him in the booth, just like go from like reading quiet lines to like "Kabla!" was so much fun.
Target's shields have failed.
Ben Drilo, thank you for playing. I'm glad you had fun. Hello, Firepuff. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the rating, I guess. I don't I really don't know what this rating thing is. We've gotten rated twice today. Anyway, this is for a video game called Star Trek Online. Playing new Star Trek. Victory is a sequel to Deep Space Nine. Everyone's still Star Trek.
Another well-fought victory.
Got it.
First. You continue to, and the Founders want you to serve alongside.
Okay, here we go. What am I picking on this beautiful, awesome piece of art, folks? Starfleet or Klingons? Vote now. Starburns, that's not a used to. They still do. STLV every year they do Klingon karaoke in character as Martok and Gowron. Alright, there's 2 votes for Fed and 1 vote for KDF. Oh. I can't go Romulan. There's no Romulan. Darn it. Okay, we've got KDF, Fed, KDF, Fed. Okay, I gotta count here. 2, 3, 4, 1. Someone's actually accurate here that I already have a KDF character on, or a Fed character on console. But I'm getting mostly votes for Federation, so yeah, I got mostly votes for Federation. Here we go.
Interesting choice. I think you'll fit in well there, eventually.
This meeting is classified. You are one of a special breed, chosen by the founders for great
Oh, that's right.
things.
Gamma Recruit is still going on.
To that end, we will supply you with special gear and training. Use this transponder to directly contact us on a secure channel. I expect regular reports, especially regarding unusual developments. And do remember, victory is life.
Oh my god.
You are now a Gamma Recruit. You have a unique trait that gives bonus dilithium ore to you and your teammates.
Alright, we got about 20 minutes left in the stream, although I may cut off a little early because I'm getting sleepy. But Devin Petrak Martin, this is Star Trek Online. It's a MMORPG with Star Trek games. It's available for free on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
The Alliance has agreed to a summit, if you'll excuse me.
I wanted to go back to DS9. Wraith Shadow, we would love to do an augment storyline one day. That's one of those things that we'll do when we don't have, you know, like Discovery or something to work on. Werlin, I have no idea. Sorry, bro. Approach DS9. Thanks, Career Sue Exia. Glad you're liking it. Oh, background music is apparently too loud. Let's fix that. Let me know if that's better. Zolberas wants me to exclaim something, so I will do it because I am a good community manager. Raktajino is life. Q Cullen, I don't think I did. Send it to me again. Paul, I hope you're not complaining about the Federation being xenophilic. That's the whole point of the Federation, is to bring all the people together in one... Huh. Excuse me. Alright, here we are in Deep Space Nine. You want to come and hang out? Come and hang out. I'm going to go to my favorite hangout spot. Which on the day Victory's Life launched, I was here before anybody else. Sorry, Beaver Wrangler. Zolberas, it may be time for nap time for me soon. Can I explain the Jem'Hadar birds and the bees? Yes, when two founders really want an army, they go to a Jem'Hadar cloning facility and press some buttons, and the more Jem'Hadar come out. Aurelian Tessier, we know a lot of people want to play a Liberated Borg faction. It's something we definitely will... Well, it's something we'll probably do someday. Who knows when. Victoria's here. Got it. Got it in one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm actually getting pretty sleepy here. Zolberas, I don't know what an Ambassador Kel faction would have. Let me know. Alright. I'm gonna go into Quarks. Oh, well, that's right, because this guy just started. I was like, why do I have no energy credits? Oh, because I literally just began the game. I think you missed. Brian Glauch is good. Caricio Exia, yeah, a couple of people play on PS4. A lot of people in QA do. Alexander Sears, I would love it if we put something in where if you sat on the promenade for too long, Odo came and made you leave. That would be hilarious.
What can I get for you?
Caricio Exia, I don't know that a lot of people stream. I know I do, and I know Maria does, but she doesn't do it as much. Well, she doesn't stream STO very much. RTK142, it should, but it would be a funnier Easter egg if it was Odo. Zobera's funny story on that. We actually had to buy Armin Shimmerman some teeth because he couldn't do the voice without his Ferengi teeth. Made it. How did you get on the railing? Oh, okay, you're an NPC. That would be funny, Thomas Elkins. Alright, folks. I know it's 10 minutes early, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I've got a little bit of work left to do today. But thank you all very much for hanging out. I hope you had fun on the stream. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.